Dearest Homs and Nopon representatives, my humble gratitude for accepting our invitation. I am Kallian Antiqua, Regent of the High Entia.
We all know who you are. You High Entia have kept yourselves safe, remaining spectators to our destruction. Why call upon us now?
As stated in my invitation, it is our intention to form an allied force from the peoples of Bionis, with which we will confront Mechonis.
Look at you. One little scratch and you're already crying for help.
I cannot deny this. The attack did serve as the catalyst, but the fact remains that things have changed.
When we needed help at the Battle of Sword Valley, our cries were ignored. Give me one good reason why we should bother.
I understand your anger. Our selfishness was inexcusable. However, please hear what I have to say. Listen to why our stance has changed.
Stop talking if you like, but no promises we'll stick around to the end.
We High Entia were mistaken. We believed that if we were attacked by the Mechon, our power alone could repel them. But a brave group of young heroes showed us the error of our ways. When the Mechon descended upon Erith Sea, Shulk fought with a courage I have never seen. I was most surprised to see that this group was comprised of different races. Homs, Nopon, High Entia. Although different, they trusted one another as friends. As just one inhabitant of Bionis, I desired to... No, I felt compelled to become strong like them.
Their strength came from the Monado. Bravery only gets you so far in this world.
Then you will not join us?
Hold your horses, son. I said they didn't win with bravery alone, but they wouldn't have got far without it. All right. You can count on our help.
The Nopon will join too. The Hum-Hum and Bird people are friends of the Nopon. We will fight together.
Dixon, are you leaving?
Yeah. It's just I felt this sudden pain in the neck.
Is that your response?
Don't go jumping the gun there, Prince. I'll leave the colony's forces with old Atharon here. You can use them however you want. I've got somewhere I need to be.
Might I ask where?
A battle's more than just a head-on assault. The sooner you realize that, the better. I better go and remind Shulk and all.
So you know of their whereabouts?
I told you. I've got a pretty good idea.
Dixon!
Yeah?
If you should meet Shulk,
What?
I have something I want you to tell him.
You want us to kill your son? That is no small request.
There are hardly any of us Machina left on Mechonis. Back when the Bionis and the Mechonis were fighting, the Bionis almost completely wiped us out. I suppose the Bionis just didn't want us around. Lady Mayneth fought the Bionis for us. In the end, the two Titans wounded each other and entered a deep slumber.
Who was Lady Mayneth?
The creator of Mechonis. You could say that she is the Mechonis itself.
You talk like you saw all this. Ain't this all just an ancient myth?
I know I look young, but I'm actually quite old. I saw the whole thing with my own eyes.
You can't be serious.
The people of Mechonis must have a longer lifespan. Just like we High Entia live far longer than Homs.
I get that. But he can't have lived that long.
But why do you want your son dead? From what you've told us, I would have thought you'd want us to destroy the Bionis rather than kill your own son.
Egil was a brilliant young man. Clever, strong, and kind to the less able. But he never forgave the Bionis for what it did, and he swore to take revenge.
So he wants to do to us what the Bionis did to the Machina?
Correct. Egil is trying to eradicate all innocent life on Bionis. He has to be stopped.
Didn't you ever try to stop him?
We tried once. A lot of people were killed. He's blinded by revenge. Even Lady Mayneth herself couldn't convince him to stop.
Where is Egil now?
Most likely the Mechonis capital. He's trying to restore its former glory all by himself.
I feel sorry for him.
Oi! What are you talking about? Did you forget what he did to us?
I haven't forgotten or forgiven. But Egil's clearly suffered a lot in his life. You don't feel any sympathy at all?
All I know is, this stinks. Who cares what he's been through?
Rhine!
I understand about Egil. But why us? You should be aware that Shulk's sword, the Monado, has the power to destroy Mechonis weaponry. It's said that it was once the sword of the Bionis. Doesn't the very sight of it make you quiver?
Zanza.
Huh?
Oh, just talking to myself. If you're gonna kill Egil, you'll need all of that sword's power. That's how strong Egil is. But enough talk. You must be tired. Take your time and think it over. Until the young lady's treatment is finished, feel free to spend time in our village.
She has done well to survive such injury.
What do you mean? Is she sick?
Since you seem to have knowledge of Hom's medicine, I'll explain it like this. I'm afraid she's had several of her organs removed. Am I correct in assuming she was configured to operate inside a Mechon?
That's right.
She has been transformed into a Mecon's central nerve unit. Her blood can now circulate through a Mecon's components.
How?
I believe her immune system is now configured for compatibility with the Mechon. That's why her strength has depleted.
But you can treat her, can't you? Please.
Of course. Even as a Machina doctor, I cannot turn a blind eye to this butchery. With our equipment, she will regain her strength, but she will be stuck with this body. I cannot restore her flesh and blood Hom's body.
That's okay. I don't want to be a burden to Shulk. I don't care if I have a machine body. Just make it so I can fight beside him.
Fiora, leave it to me. If that is your wish, I'll do my best. I must implant a new circulation system for her immune functions. But we have one problem.
A problem?
I don't have a piezoelectric unit, which is required to control such a system. As long as she remains on this bed, the life support machine can compensate. But to move around freely, she must have the piezoelectric unit. The same unit is used in Mechon, so if you were to find some Mechon parts...
But where?
Well, outside of the village at the base of Digit 5, there's a beach. Debris from above washes ashore there. You might be able to find one among the Mechon wreckage.
We'll take a look. The beach at the base of Digit 5, right?
Yes. It gives off a faint red glow, so it might be easier to find at night.
By it gives off a faint red glow, she means it's a quest item. Hello Internet, welcome back to another episode of Xenoblade Chronicles. In the last episode, we made it here to the hidden Machina village, and that's about it. And we also learned that Mikol here wants us to kill his son. I mean, that's definitely a thing you can ask a stranger to do, but it's not something I'd recommend you ask a stranger to do. This time, we're going to be heading out into the Mechonis field. Well, Mechonis field, quote-unquote. We're going to be heading to Digit 5 to try and find that piezoelectric unit for Fiora. So, this is basically just going to be going through Gar Plain, but there's water this time. Like, there's all these flyers and ponios to fight, but there's a lot of Mechon as well, as we can see down here, I think. Please? Yeah. As you can see, there are Mechon all over, and yeah. It's like Garplane, but at a higher level. So there's not going to be a lot to see. Oh. That's the last of the 5-digit filaments. Digital, not digit. Now Rizaka can fix the door to her house. Why are we helping people fix their doors when we're... Okay. Well, I'm not gonna worry about fighting all these Mechon because they can't swim. The song that plays when an enemy aggroes onto you before you start the battle on Mechonis, I believe is called Irregular Bound. It's surprisingly good. Like, it's way better than the one on Bionis. But, is it still following me? No, it's just sitting there and it's just keeping on aggroing me for some reason. Okay. I mean, that's fine. I get to listen to that song that I was just talking about, but... yeah. But basically, the Piezoelectric unit is really easy to find. It's just a matter of, like, avoiding the enemies that can destroy you, which there aren't a lot of. Most of these are pretty low-level Mechon. There's a lot of gold tags, but that's not a big deal. We can already see the Piezoelectric units right over there. I'm going to go ahead and fight this. It's a good idea to fight the Mechon once you get to this beach, because a lot of the Mechon on this beach are going to gang up on you once you go later on into the beach, and that can get annoying. So once again, I only did this area yesterday in my test playthrough. However, yesterday I actually completed my test playthrough, so there is a good chance that within the next few days I am going to finish this Let's Play. That has nothing to do with the upload schedule. If you want to know when this was recorded, this is being recorded on February 23rd, and it's probably going up in either like March sometime or April sometime, depending on how long it takes me to get it edited. So yeah, that's how long these videos can take. Just because there's a lot that goes into editing them. Like, mentally for me, not in terms of like actually. This series has actually been really easy to edit overall, and I've had a lot of fun with this series too, which is why it's been so frequent. But yeah, that's how far ahead in advance this is being recorded. Old parts don't sell for a lot. Give me the new ones. Was that a silver or a wood chest? Brave. Cerasus Cutlass. Auto attack 666. Nice. Oh, I'll take it. That's probably better than what Dunbad has right now, but I think he has an anti-Mechon weapon, which means I probably have him using that for Splendid Bodus. Okay. I'm gonna try to lure this. There we go. And then fight these down here. And hopefully we can beat them before Bodus comes around. The president of the United States. Oh, I meant to use enchant, but I guess I didn't. Alright. Just do this. You might notice I'm not using chain attacks. I want to keep my chain attack just in case I do have to end up fighting Bodus, because we can attempt to topple lock him. I'd rather try to topple lock him than not if we have to fight him. But it looks like he's not really interested in us right now, so that's good. There we go. Lock on resist is... that's pretty bad, but it's actually useful against an upcoming boss. Here's the Piezoelectric unit. Now we're just going to skip travel right back because I don't want to deal with anything. Alright. For some reason, Charlotte's still not in the party. Fiora, I thought I'd never see you again. You're going to get better, aren't you?
How are you?
How did it go? Did you find the unit? Yeah.
think we found it. Is this the piezoelectric unit?
Yes, that's it. Well done.
Leonardo, will Fiora be okay now?
She'll be fine. It will just take me a little time to reconfigure and install the unit. Leave it to me. You get some rest.
But...
Shulk, do you want her to see you looking exhausted when she wakes up?
You're right. I'll try and get some rest. Thank you for everything you're doing.
By the way...
Yes?
The Chief says he wants to speak with you. I think it's about Egil.
I'll go and see him. He wants Egil stopped. And so do we. But I need to sleep on it.
Good. You mustn't overburden yourself. We will help you in any way we can.
Thank you.
Alright. So if there's any time in this game you're going to want anti-mechon weapons, it would be now. Again, if you go to the shop up there, they do sell Machina weapons, which have the same effects as anti-mechon weapons. They're just stronger. So, if you don't want to have to use enchant every battle for an upcoming dungeon, that would be where you get those weapons.
Welcome.
You must be tired. Please feel free to use this room. Would you like to take a rest? Sure. I don't have a choice.
How are you? Sleep well?
Yes, very well. I wanted to, talk about your son.
Have you made up your mind?
Yes. We agree with you. Egil must be stopped. But we can't act now.
Oh? Why's that?
Before we came here, we heard of plans to form an allied force on Bionis. Any day now, they're going to launch an attack on Mechonis. But it's too dangerous. Egil has made a weapon that could kill us all.
The weapon that Mumkar was using? The one that shoots green fluid?
He said it can decompose any being from Bionis.
We have to go back and warn them, before it's too late.
Well, you could always ask me to do it.
Dixon! What are you doing here? I can't believe you found us.
Why? This place is directly below the fortress. If you fell from up there, I figured you must have ended up here. And Bob's your uncle.
You're looking well, Dixon.
Ah, I see you're looking like your usual old self.
You know each other?
Kinda.
I scratch his back. He scratches mine. He tells us about the outside world, and we give him technology and information.
Why did you keep that to yourself? That information is vital to all who fight Mechonis.
Not all of us Homs are good people. What would happen if the Mechonis-hating types found this place? These Machina cut themselves off from the world to get away from pointless fighting.
So they escaped to live in peace. Somewhere they wouldn't be seen. Makes sense.
Clever little crown princess, ain't ya?
So this is where you obtained all that stuff you brought back to Colony 9. I wondered where you were getting it from.
I thought it was fine as long as it helped Shulk out of the lab. I guess the secret's out now. So, that weapon. How dangerous are we talking about?
I haven't discovered why, but it disintegrates anything it touches. But only if it's living tissue from Bionis.
Bet that would come in handy.
Dixon!
I'm only joking. Anyway, for now, just don't let any of it touch you. I'll come up with something to counter it. Leave it with me and I'll keep you posted. You lot go and take care of that Egil or whatever his name is. If you take him down, the Allied force might not even be needed.
Okay. Let me think about it for a bit. Fiora.
Ain't made your mind up yet?
Dixon, listen.
Dunban told me all about it. The goal of your mission. So, you wanted to avenge Fiora?
Yes.
But you found her alive. And now you've got her back. So, you're all done now, ain't you?
What are you fighting for, Dixon?
Me? He just gets right under my skin. That Egil guy.
Because he's trying to exterminate the Homs?
There's that. But that ain't everything. It's his hatred for the Bionis. Or more like his aim to wipe out everything that lives on the Bionis. I'll tell you one thing. That Bionis allied force is coming together quicker than I thought.
Really?
Yep. That high-end-tier prince is really moving things along.
Will they launch an attack on Mechonis?
Of course. But it looks like the prince has got another plan. He gave me a message for you. When the allied force attacks Mechonis, you don't need to join the fight. He wants you to take advantage of the chaos and do what it is you need to do.
Prince Callian said that?
I was pretty surprised too. He looks like a sissy, but he's got guts.
Yeah. I think that's the type of man he is.
So, what are you gonna do? He wanted me to let him know.
We're going to the Mechonis capital.
You're gonna take down Egil?
I don't know. I can't forgive the Mechon for what they've done. But after listening to Mikkel, I think there might be another way.
You're too soft.
Do you really think that?
Too right. He's the self-proclaimed leader of Mechonis. I heard about what he did to the Monado. If you face him, it might get eaten up. But you have to throw everything at him. Even if there's only a slim chance of winning. Hesitate for 1 second, and you're a goner.
We won't let Shulk die. Not ever.
Fiora, are you okay to be walking around?
Yep.
I have to hand it to her. That Lenada's pretty good. And not just with machines. She's also quite familiar with organic physiology.
You went to get the things you needed to cure me, right? I'm sorry I caused all this hassle. But I'm fine now. I'll be by your side, fighting to protect you. No matter where we go, no matter how difficult it gets, Shulk will do the right thing. It doesn't matter how slim our chances. Shulk will always stick to the right path.
And don't forget, it's because of Shulk that we are all here, fighting together. I think that shows he has a strong character. Am I wrong, Dixon?
Well, when I think about everything you lot have done, I can't deny that.
Dixon, we're going to the Mechonis capital. About the Allied force.
Yeah, leave it to me. I ain't gonna let anything happen to the colony. Those Mechon won't get away with anything else.
Are you going?
Yes. Thank you for all your help.
You might run into someone called Vinaya in the capital. Just mention my name, she'll lend a hand.
Vinaya?
Is she a Machina as well?
She's my daughter. She won't be far from Egil.
Hold on. You mean she's Egil's sister?
You've got it, lad.
And you say she'll help us?
The girl doesn't want to hurt Egil, but she doesn't like what he's doing. She should be a big help to you young'uns.
I don't know why she'd help us, but we'll try and find her when we get there.
Good luck.
Fiora, don't forget. I've only made temporary repairs. I think you should be able to fight, but don't overdo it. Come and see me the moment you experience any further system failure.
I will. Thank you.
In the meantime, I'm hoping I'll find a way to restore your former body.
Is that possible?
Theoretically, it might be possible to use your genetic information to regenerate your missing organs. Sorry, it's unfair for me to give you hope. To be honest, there's very little chance. But if there's even the slightest possibility, I'll have to try.
Thank you, Leonardo.
Fiora.
Don't make that face. Okay, let's go.
Off you go, kid. I'm counting on you and the Monado. Don't let me down, Shulk.
Why did that face betray me? And that light? No, that is not possible. It must have been remnants of memories from her former life that made me lose control. Memories. They are what limited the potential of Metalface as well. I now know that I must erase every last trace of what they once were. All my servants need is the instinct to fight. This Hom's female. She was with the boy who wields the Monado. The light of her memory. It shines strongly in this one. Bring me face 20814. So it is this male. The boy Shulk remains a thorn in my side. I will enjoy watching my minion crush him. Be still, my servant. I see that your memories cause you much suffering.
Shulk, take this.
What is it?
There's a path leading from the base of Digit 2 to the foot of the Mechonis. This is the security key to the door that seals the path. We who live in the village don't have any need for it, but it will be invaluable to you.
We're in your debt, Leonardo.
Shulk, Fiora, take care on your journey.
We will.
Leonardo, thank you for everything.
We now have Fiora back in the party. You may be wondering, if you went to that shop for anti-Mechon weapons, there weren't any for Fiora. All of Fiora's weapons by default can harm Mechon, because they are made of Mechonis. Like, you know, they're made from Mechonis. They're made from Mechon parts, and Mechon parts can damage Mechon armor, as can be seen with the original anti-Mechon glaive that Dunban had at Colony 6. Where Dixon said that blade is made of Mechon steel, it's worth every penny. Which means, I guess, that Mechon steel has the ability to damage Mechon armor. Basically, the rest of this episode is just going to be spent heading over to the bulkhead, so we can actually head into the Mechonis. So I'll speed this up because there's going to be a lot of Mechon battles, and other than that, there's not going to be a lot of anything going on. Obviously, I'll stop speeding up if I see something interesting. If you head over here, you'll find the black wreckage. And if we look at the face, this is the remains of Mumkar's Mechon armor. The reason it's called the black wreckage and not the metal wreckage is because it's a localization issue. Metal face was called blackface in Japan. They changed it for pretty obvious reasons. Say heart-to-heart between Dunban and Melia here, but they need the highest possible affinity to view it, and we probably won't be seeing it throughout the main story. There's a good chance that I will show it in like a bonus video where I'll show heart-to-hearts I really like, but there aren't a lot of heart-to-hearts that I'm a huge fan of in this game. I feel like the lack of voice acting in this game's heart-to-hearts are what really hold them back, because Xenoblade 2 has a lot of heart-to-hearts I really like, and coincidentally, or perhaps not coincidentally, every single one of them has voice acting. In that battle that just took a little bit, Dunban got Soaring Tempest, which is a very good art for Talon Arts, and I'm going to replace Thunder, because I don't think we've actually used Thunder like more than one time, and Soaring Tempest is so good for chain attacks. Ugh. Oh, this path makes me uncomfortable. Just imagining walking on this in real life is really bad. I don't like the way this is at all. Why can't it just be like a straight path that doesn't look like I'm gonna fall off of it? That's really bad. Oh god, I don't like that. This is yet another great view of the Bionis and the Mechonis. But with that supposedly leads into the Mechonis, even though it clearly stops way before the Mechonis. This has been like this in every version of the game, and it looks bad in all of them. This is one of the only areas that are like this in the game.
Bionis and Mechonis.
Oh, it's so different, seeing them from this kind of perspective.
We cannot see it from here, but our people are still fighting up there.
It's difficult to believe that two such huge things ever fought each other. I wonder how the Machina felt at the time.
Must have been horrible.
Scary too.
Fear robs us of reason. Out of fear, we commit terrible atrocities and call them acts of self-preservation.
Fear gives rise to more fear. A never-ending circle of hatred.
Perhaps that circle can be broken.
Fear. It must be what's driving this. What's made Egil act this way.
Oh.
Next time on Xenoblade Chronicles. Oh no. Next time on Xenoblade Chronicles, a bad dungeon with great music. See you guys then.